we're already on the homepage, you will be able to see like the different featured models and the recent creations. Now, personally, my favorite thing to do whenever I open this application is to look through the different recent creations, because as you can see, the different recent creations are created by the different users that uses Leonardo AI, and a lot of it are amazing. Like for example, this picture of Chris Hemsworth over here. It is super realistic and you wouldn't know that it is created by AI. And there's also other arts over here which are very amazing. And as you can see, for example, this one over here, very good details with a lot of information or a lot of HD qualities. As you can see, it has its own style, of course, being used with a specific model. And you can see the specific model over here on the top, like the featured models, meaning these are the top models right now being used by the community, like photoreal, which will allow them to create a powerful image with a hyper realistic element, as you can see here. And there's also a Dream Shaper 7, which would allow you to create images with a range of different styles, a big range of styles. And you have your 3D animation style that is similar to Disney or like any cartoonish version or cartoonish output that you could see in the television. And you will be able to create art style using this specific style as well. And there's also anime pastel dream over here, and there's also a lot of different models over here. Now, what you could do as a beginner, if you're exploring and you don't know what to do with Leonardo yet, you could explore its capabilities by testing out the different models, because each model has its own potential. Now, the purpose of the model is to have something that the AI will base the art on. And you will be able to notice that with the preview over here. As I move through the different models, you will be able to see the difference between each model. Like for example, this one, vintage style photography. You can see the difference between the cute animal characters. The purpose of the model is to give the AI images or different sets of images to base the style on. So if you're trying to get a specific style, researching and looking for the specific model that you would like to have is very important to be able to achieve the specific output that you want. And don't worry, it's easy to find a specific model, like it's already labeled like photoreal, 3D animation styles. It's not hard to find a specific model, and I will show you how you could select them later on when you generate them using the AI image generation. And like we were talking over here earlier, you will be able to see different images created by the community, and a lot of them has their own unique style. Like for example, this entire line over here, each has their own style. Like this one has an anime style, as you can see here, very detailed anime style. And this one has a bit of a realistic style, as you can see, with a bit of painting in the background. This one is also a bit realistic with some different elements going outbursting from the image, as you can see here. And there's also this design over here, like a simple art, a simple logo art. And there's also this Ariana Grande design over here. And noticing that each image has their own style, although some styles are going to repeat. Like for example, this one, and these one are all realistic. You will be able to notice how good the quality is. Now, one of the favorite things that I could do, aside from checking them out, is to use or reuse the different styles that you are looking in the homepage. This is something that we will do a lot in today's video, wherein we will be checking out the homepage. And like for example, I really like this style over here, so I would open this and I would copy the prompt and try to recreate it with my own version of the prompt, like changing different information. Like for example, instead of butterflies, I would say birds, something like that. We will be using the different images available in the homepage a lot. Although if you have your own image or if you want to try out your own prompts, of course, you're very free to do whatever you want. But this is the homepage. Now, you can also check out the community feed over here on the left side, which is basically the same thing as what we were seeing in the homepage. But of course, there's different more information, like there's upscaled over here. Like you can check out the new outputs by the community. As you can see, all of this are new. And you also have your top outputs over here, which is like the top of the best or the best of the best outputs in Leonardo right now. And there's also personal feed over here that you can check out. This is the outputs that you yourself have generated. These are the different outputs that I have generated myself, as you can see. And you can also have followers over here, follower speed, and there's also like feed over here. Now, for the training and datasets over here, this is for when you would like to create your own model. So basically, you're not limited to using the models provided by Leonardo AI. You could also create your own model that the AI will base the design on. So for example, you have a ton of images of a person, you could actually use that to create an output that is actually based on the person using this custom model over here. You could train and have your own model that Leonardo AI will be using to create different photos. And there's also fine-tuned models over here. This is the platform models created by Leonardo. And the community models, of course, created by the community, the different people using Leonardo. And then you have your own models and favorite models over here. Now, let's get right into the generations of our images. To be able to start generating images, we have to look over here on the user tools, as you can see here on the left side. There are three different tools. The most basic one, which is the AI image generation, the AI canvas, and the texture generation. These are all the different tools that you could use right now in Leonardo. Now in the future, of course, potentially there might be more tools, but as of now, these are the only tools that we could use. And we will be using AI image generation and also the AI canvas later on. And as you can notice, the AI canvas is currently in beta, meaning it's not fully developed. So there might be a lot of bugs that you can experience or you could observe. So you have to be prepared and accept that this will not be a perfect feature. But let's go and try out our AI image generation. Now when I select this, I will be redirected to this page over here. Now let's give you a quick tour of our image generation page over here. Over here in the middle, this middle section, this is where you will be able to type in your prompt, whatever output that you would like to create or generate. You can simply type in any prompt that you want. Of course, you can type in a butterfly or whatever you would like to see on the image that you're trying to generate. There's also the model over here. This is the model that we were talking about. And you have this Leonardo style. You can enable this or disable this. You have the option to add a negative prompt. If you don't know what a negative prompt is, basically, whatever you type in this section, it will see it as something that they should avoid. So if you don't want to see something from the image, you could simply type it here in this negative prompt area over here. And once I disable this, it will go away, of course. But if you enable it, you will be able to type whatever you don't want to see on an image. Like for example, I don't like to see clouds in the image that we will be generating. It will now then avoid generating clouds into your images. Aside from that, you have your button over here. You will be able to generate by simply selecting this button over here. And as you can notice, there is this message. This will use 8 tokens and we only have 150 tokens remaining. Now this is the daily limit for Leonardo. Of course, as you know, Leonardo is a completely free app. So they have to put on some sort of a limitation daily, of course. And that is the coin system. As you can see here on the top left, we only have 150 coins. And each generation, depending on the settings that we do over here, it will cost each generation at least 8 coins or less, depending on the amount of images. And it will vary depending on the complexity of the prompt and the complexity of the settings, of course. And daily, we are able to use 150 tokens, as you can see here, and it will reset every day. And as you can see, for me, it will reset in 14 hours, and it may take up to an hour to update your tokens. So if you don't want to experience lacking of tokens, you could upgrade your plan if you do want to have a plan. And we will be checking this out later on in the video if ever you are considering, because of course who doesn't want to use Leonardo as much as they can. Now, after that, over here below our generation section, you will be able to see the different image generations that you have generated over time. As you can see, these are the different images that I have produced myself. All of them have a very detailed output and very good design. And I really like the different outputs generated by Leonardo. And I have been using Leonardo AI for a long time now, and I'm really proud on the progress that they are making with the quality of their outputs. And as you can see here, these are really good qualities. So when you're generating with Leonardo AI, you can assure that you will be getting quality output. Now, of course, when using AI generators, you would need to expect that you would need to regenerate multiple times to be able to get the perfect output that you are trying to generate. And as you can see, you will be able to view more generations by clicking on load more preview generations, and we will be redirected to the personal feed over here, where we will be able to check out the different generations that we have done. Now, after that, you can also check out the history of your prompt. As you can see here, you will be able to see the history in this section, and this tool will allow you to come up with more complex prompt ideas from a single prompt. You will be able to generate prompts in this section as well. And let's explore the settings of Leonardo AI. Over here on the left side, let's zoom in a bit, and we will be showing you the basic settings. Of course, the most basic settings, the number of images. And whatever option you select here will generate the corresponding amount of images. Of course, right now the amount is selected for 4. So there will be 4 images that will be generated once I enter my prompt and the different information required. And every time it will generate 4. And right now, 4 images will cost us 8 tokens. And depending on the amount of images, the tokens will also decrease. As you can see here, it will now take 4 tokens if I only generate 2 images. Now, as you can notice, we are able to generate 8 images, but as you can see, I can't select the 8. This is because the settings need to work together as well. Something in my settings right now is not allowing me to generate 8 images, so you would need to experiment and check out which settings are not allowing us to generate 8 images. But personally, I don't suggest generating 8 images at once. I suggest that you just stick with the 4 and do trial and error until you find the output that you're trying to create. Now, after that, you have photoreal and prompt magic. Right now, the photoreal is in beta, but as you can see here in the description of this specific tool, Leonardo Photoreal is our latest innovation, a powerful pipeline designed to generate hyper-realistic photos and lifelike portraits, and requires alchemy to work. So you would need to use this if you would like to generate your different outputs that has a more realistic output. But as you can see, it will require us to have a subscription to be able to use this, as you can see here. But we won't be using that because of that. But as you can see, there's also prompt magic over here. Prompt magic will allow you to have a rendered pipeline that has far greater prompt adherence, higher image fidelity, and can improve the output with any chosen model. It increases token cost due to higher GPU overload. And as you can see, there is different versions. Of course, you have your version 2 over here that we are currently using. Version 2, of course, that we are currently using. And we will be able to adjust the prompt strength. And the prompt strength influences the output. And the higher the number means the greater the influence. Basically, the prompt magic strength will allow us to increase the strength of the manipulation that the specific settings will do to our image. And there's also high contrast over here, which will give us higher quality of image. It will give us moodier image with more shadows, and we would be able to turn this off if we would like to have less darkness on our output. But right now, I'm just gonna leave it on. And you also have your alchemy over here. This is also required for us to be able to have a plan to be able to use this freely. And as you can see, the alchemy is a powerful new image generation pipeline, and we will be able to get this by simply subscribing. As you can see, these are the different things that we will be able to get and use when we subscribe on Leonardo's plan. And aside from that, you also have your public images. Of course, the images will always be generated or posted in the community settings. We won't be able to disable that. You can see we would need to upgrade our plan to set our generations to private. There's also image dimensions over here. You will be able to choose from a 1x1 but have a different size like 2024 by 1024 or 512 to 512. And this is a 1x1 ratio. You will be able to select a different ratio, basically selecting this option over here. For example, I would like to have a 16:9 ratio, and it will automatically adjust it over here. You can see. And there's also guidance scale over here. Guidance scale is how strongly our prompt will be weighted. And there's also control net, and there's also tiling over here. There's also these two features over here, image to image and image prompt, which we will be showing you also on how to use in today's video. Now, let's generate our very first image in today's video. And we will be using the most basic generation for now. As you can see, you have 4 images. Prompt magic is enabled, and the dimensions are 912 pixels by 512 pixels, and then you have your normal guidance scale, which is 7, and we have no image prompt to generate it out of. But let's ask it to generate us something. Let's say a thunder inside a bottle. Now this is our very simple generation for today's first generation. And we have the fine-tuned model as the Dream Shaper version 7. To be able to change the model, by the way, you're simply going to select this option. And as you can see here, I have a list of my different models that I am using. But if you don't see the specific model that you want to use, you can simply click on select custom model over here on the bottom, and you will be able to see over here on the top you have your models, favorite models, platform models, and community models. I suggest that you use the platform models because this is where you will be able to see the best models right now, of course given by Leonardo. And for example, right now I'm using the Dream Shaper 7, which will provide us with a great range of different styles. So that is going to be our model. So right now we're simply going to click on generate. This will take up 8 tokens right now. And as you can see, it will start to generate us 4 images at the same time, as you can see. So you're simply going to give it some time to generate the images, of course, and we will be able to show you the amazing output of Leonardo. And there we go. We have thunder inside a bottle. Of course, the more details you put in the prompt, the more specific the output is. But as you can see, even though my prompt is very simple, we were able to get an amazing output over here. I think my favorite output in this is this one over here. Now, as you can notice, when you hover your mouse on a specific image, you will be able to see these different settings over here. You are able to download the image. You're able to unzoom the image. You're able to remove the background, HD, smooth upscaler. You could create image alternatives. You could create an HD crisp upscaler, and you could also edit it in the canvas or use this for image to image. And you could also delete this image if you don't like that specific image that has been generated. Now, there we go. That is how you will be able to generate an image with Leonardo AI, the most basic feature of Leonardo and the main feature, of course. Now, let's do what I like to do the most in Leonardo and go through the different images that are already in the homepage and use that to generate our own custom image as well. For example, I would like to use this image over here as our basis. I'm simply going to open it, and we're going to copy the prompt over here. So we're simply going to copy prompt, go back here. I'm going to paste it in our prompt over here. Now, as you can notice, this specific image has a negative prompt. So I'm simply going to enable it also in my version. And I'm also going to copy the negative prompt. We're simply going to copy this. Here we go, paste it over here. And now let's go check out the settings. For the settings, they are using the alchemy, so we won't be able to use that. Their resonance is 15, the preset is anime, so we won't be able to use some of the versions over here. Prompt Magic is version 3, so we could use that. Let's go and click on version over here and click on version 3, and we can simply click on save. But as you can see, we won't be able to use that, but I guess let's stick with the version 2 instead. And aside from that, it is using the anime pastel dream, so we're simply going to use that. Let's go and click on select custom model, platform models, and let's look for it. There we go. This is the anime pastel dream. I'm simply going to click this, generate with this model, and now it is selected as our model over here. So after that, we're simply going to change our prompt now. Instead of a close-up of a beautiful girl in her 20s with gothic style and that stuff, we're going to change it to a handsome boy or a handsome person. Handsome boy. Here we go. Now, instead of it generating a girl, which is this image over here, let's see if we will be able to recreate this style, but this time with a male. So simply click on generate over here, and then we will be able to generate our output. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 outputs over here. Keep in mind, the negative prompt will allow us to keep our prompt as original as possible. Like as you can see here, we won't be able to generate 2 images, 2 heads, extra fingers, all of this that would make our image bad and ugly. Everything's already placed over here. And there we go. As you can see, we were able to generate our image over here. It's not exactly the same, but we were able to capture a bit of the style. So let's go and change our prompt a bit. Instead of a close-up, let's say shoulder shot or top body shot of a handsome boy in his 20s. There we go. And let's click on generate, and let's see our output this time, and then let's compare this one and the new one that we are generating. After that, let's now generate or begin our tutorial on how you could use your own image with Leonardo. And I will be showing you the feature called image to image and how you could use it for your different generations as well. And there we go, we have our output over here. It is very similar. This is more zoomed into the face, but this one is a bit zoomed out. But you are able to see the similarities, and although it's not exactly the same, it still captures the output over here. We can't expect that it is exactly the same, of course, because the person was using other features that we can't access, like the alchemy over here. So don't expect that you will be able to recreate it perfectly. Now, with our next feature that we would like to explore, it will be called the image to image option over here. But right now, I can't use it. So what you can do is to disable the prompt magic. And now you are able to use the image to image. You won't be able to use this feature if you don't disable the prompt magic over here, unfortunately. Now let's reset our prompt area over here. There we go. Now the image to image will allow you to use your image as a generation reference. So for example, I have my own photo and I will be able to use it for Leonardo. So let's go to pixels over here. Let's assume that I am one of this person, and let's look for an image of a person. So for example, this person over here, simply going to download this. This is absolutely for free, royalty-free image. So we will be using this photo as our basis. Now going back here, you're simply going to upload or drag and drop an image over here in this area. So let's upload our image over here. And there we go. As you can see, we have our image over here on the left side. Now, this will allow Leonardo to use this as the reference image, or the image that will be used as the reference or the basis. As you can see, there's an init strength over here, and the higher the init strength, the more the original image will be preserved. So if you try to generate right now and you don't like the output, of course, and you think the image is a bit too far away from the original, you could increase the init strength over here, which will then fix it. So you can experiment with it. So let's zoom out for now, and let's think of an image prompt. Now let's go back to home over here. Let's look for a style over here that we could copy. Maybe let's go with this one over here, the one with Ariana over here. I'm simply going to copy the prompt details, and copy prompt. Go back here, going to paste our prompt in this area, copy our negative prompt. There we go. Paste it over here, and the generation model is Absolute Reality 1.6. Let's also copy that, or actually let's go with a different version. Let's go with the Dream Shifter version 7, and let's see our output and compare it actually. And now let's try this on and let's see our output. Let's simply click on generate, and as you can notice as well, this will only take 5 tokens. And like I explained earlier, the different outputs or the different cost of tokens will depend on the complexity of your output. And as you can notice also, I am only able to generate 2 images over here, which would make sense why it only costs 5 tokens and the other options are locked. And so let's go and click on generate, and let's see our output. Keep in mind, this is our reference image over here, or over here if you can't see it quite clearly. If you can't see it quite clearly, this is our output over here. And let's wait for it to produce our output and see if we will be able to have a similar effect with this one over here. And let's see. And there we go. Now, I think we forgot to edit it out, but as you can see, it's trying to get the elements or the different features that you can see here into this image over here. So let's change it up. Let's remove this Ariana Grande over here. Let's delete that. I think we forgot to change that, but anyway, let's generate it once again, and let's see and edit the image strength every now and then to be able to see the difference between low level, high level, and like the max version of this. But I have tried the max version before. There won't be any changes on the output. It will be super close to original, so it's a bit pointless to use the AI image generation with the max level over here. But as you can see, it is trying to create an output, but it's not able to produce a solid output. So let's increase our image strength over here. Let's change it to 75 or 74, and let's generate once again. Now this is how image generation in Leonardo is, or any image generation out there. Actually, you're not always going to get a perfect output or a very good output in the first time. You're going to have to try a lot of times to be able to get a good output. And there we go. As you can see, it is now using our reference over here, but our image strength is too strong, so it just replicated the image. So let's lower it down to 6 or 0.6. Generate once again, and as you can see, our output is evolving. We're slowly creating it closer and closer to the original. And let's see the result for this one, if it's good enough or no. It's still too high, so let's lower it to 50 or 45. There we go. Generate once again. It takes a while to get the best output, but anyway, we're going to explore and do it one by one until we get the best output or the best level for our strength over here. If it doesn't work this time, we're going to check out a different style and generate with that instead. And let's see. There we go. This is now more decent. It is now using the elements that are actually with the prompt over here, and it's balancing it out with our image over here. Although it's not the best, of course, we still are able to get the output that is able to show both the prompt and effects and our image as well. Now let's change this. Let's change it into something else. Let's say a black dress. You can also generate some very simple images and have it as an image-to-image option as well. And when we generate this, hopefully it will change the dress into a black dress. So you don't need to do complicated prompts as well. You can also stick with very simple prompts, and you will also able to get very good designs. And as you can see, it tried to turn it into a black dress, but I guess our image strength is too strong. So let's generate it one last time before we move on from our image to image generation. And let's see our output over here. And there we go. This is our output over here. Now it deviated from the original photo, but as you can see, you are also, or you are still able to see the outputs. Background images very similar still, but the person is of course changed into someone else, or As you can see, it is now a blonde girl with black dress. As you can see, very pretty blonde girl. Now, let's move on. Now, the next thing that we will check out right now is the AI canvas. So we're simply going to open the AI canvas by going back to the home page and selecting it from the tools. And as you can see, this is our AI canvas. It is a bit hard to distinguish the different elements or the different tools over here. So let's explain it one by one. Over here on the left side, as you can see, you will be able to see this set of tools over here. This first option, which is like the grab key, which would allow you to like drag across the canvas over here, move along or move through the different areas. And this is very useful for navigating your image. This one over here is the select, which would allow you to, of course, select the box right now that you are seeing on your screen. Let me zoom out a bit. There we go. And click on select over here. You will be able to move the box over here. Now in Canvas, whatever is inside this box will be generated. So if you have an output over here, a pre-existing image, and you would like to extend it, you would need to put this box on the correct area, of course, where you would like the new content to be generated, and it will only generate within this box over here. It will not affect the outside box. So if you're trying to generate something, you should put this box in the correct position. You also have draw mask over here, where you will be able to like isolate a specific area that you don't want to be, of course, generated or overlapped on. You will be able to add that. And let's undo that for now. There's also erase over here. Of course, you will be able to erase different or a part of the generation. And you can see the settings over here. You could remove the image or the sketches or the mask. And there's also sketch over here. As you can see here, you'll be able to sketch. And then you could use the erase feature over here to, of course, remove the sketch that you have just added to the box. And then you could upload your image over here. Now, we will be using the same image that we used earlier. And so we could upload it from the computer, upload it from previous generation or the community. Let's upload it from our computer. And let's open this one. And this is the same image as earlier. It's a bit too big, so let's zoom out over here. There we go. And let's drag our image over here. Let's make it smaller. So there we go. Let's make it fit our screen because this is a bit too big for us to work with. And there we go. There we go. Now this is our image over here. Select our pan key. This is our image that we use in our image to image feature earlier. And now, like I explained earlier, in Canvas, you will be able to edit or add specific content inside this box over here. So let's say I want to change the specific flower that this person is touching from tulips into let's say a rose. I will be able to do that by using this feature over here. You can see here on the right side, you will be able to see your tokens as well. The specific model that you are using. Let's go with Dream Shaper, of course. The canvas mode, in paint or out painting, could change this to is something else. As you can see, you could have image to image, which would allow you to transfer underlying content subtly or completely. As you can see here, there's also sketch to image over here, or there's also the in painting and out painting over here. What we will be demonstrating is the in painting and out painting and the text to image as well. And after that, you could see the amount of images that will be generated, the in painting strength, the image dimension. You can increase the size. As you can see, there we go. You can make the size bigger, and of course you could change the aspect ratio as well, and then the render density and the guidance scale over here. And let's try this out. I will put this box that we have inside this area. I would like to edit out or change, and we will be changing this into a red rose. There we go. And you could also click on the settings over here, which would allow you to enter a negative prompt. So let's generate this. It will use 7 tokens. So let's generate, and let's see the output that will be produced with our red rose over here. And you will be able to see the effect or the ability of our Leonardo canvas feature over here. So let's give it some time. It might take a while because our settings or other underlying factor is going to affect it. And there we go. Now, I don't think it generated a difference between the first one. So let's click on the second one. There isn't really a difference between the different outputs. So I think we did something wrong here. I think we have to select our mask over here. It's not really working, so I think we're going to cancel it. And let's go and cancel whatever we did so that our image would be reset. Let's change it to a smaller image dimension over here. Let's try this again. And let's change it to text to image instead. There we go. I think the feature in painting and outpainting is not really working right now, or I'm using it the wrong way. But either way, let's try it again, this time with the text to image, and let's see the output that will be generated with this generation this time. And we have our first over here. It's not going to be the perfect, it's not using its content awareness right now. It's generating random images of red rose, but let's cancel that. I think for the text to image, it will create a standard Leonardo generation from scratch. We forgot to remember that it will disregard the surrounding content, but the one that we would like to have or effectively use is the in-painting and out-painting. So let's actually try this again. Maybe we will need to use the mask over here. And so let's draw our mask over the flower over here. Here we go. And this time let's click on generate. Let's see if we will be able to pull this off properly this time. The canvas is a bit confusing even for me to use, so let's explore the canvas together and see the capabilities of this specific feature. And there we go. As you can see, we were able to successfully change this flower into a red flower, and then we could check out the different possible outputs that we could use. As you can see, I think the best one is the third one over here. And we could click on accept, and I think it will change the image as the final image. I think I made a mistake, and so there we go. Let's go click the pan key, and there we go. We now have our image over here as a red rose over here. So let's go and generate something else. For example, let's go and say that there is a bird or a dog over here in the background. So let's generate a dog there. Let's draw our mask first. So if you select the mask over here and then draw over the section or the area you would like the dog or whatever element that you would like it to appear, I'm going to have to draw the area. And then let's put here husky dog playing. Then simply click on generate. And let's see the output that will be generated with our prompt over here in the canvas. And let's give it some time. To load. And there we go. We have a husky playing in the background, and there's different options over here. Now, like I said earlier, it's not going to be perfect right away, so you're going to have to play around and generate multiple times. And there we go, as you can see. Then you can move this around to whatever area that you would like to edit. And depending on how you would like to use this can be a very useful feature. And let's leave it for that right now. Let's go move on to other things. Now we're going to go back to our AI image generation, but this time we will now begin exploring the different uses that we could use and do with Leonardo, like different business opportunities or possible ways of earning by using this feature. Now we will be using the AI image generation, like I said, and I have something that I have in mind, like the different opportunities or different things that you could use the image generated by Leonardo. And I think one of them is a coloring book. You could create a coloring book using Leonardo, of course, because you could use Leonardo to generate anything that you want, virtually anything that you type in the prompt. So let's say, let's create a very simple image like a moon, a drawing of a moon with thick lines and cartoonish. And then let's add in the negative prompt colors because of course it's a coloring book. We don't want any colors. And let's add it in our prompt over here, no colors as well. There we go. So let's generate this. Actually, let's enable our prompt magic and generate. And let's see the output that we will be able to get. And let's see if it will be able to pass as a coloring book. Now, why are we suggesting that you could use Canva, that you could use Leonardo to create a coloring book? Now, you could go to a lot of different e-commerce platform out there and like build your coloring book. You could use or easily use Leonardo AI to generate your coloring book outputs and start earning money using Leonardo as well, which is very useful. And you could use this not just to pass time and create images that you want. You could use it to create income as well. But as you can see, this one is a failure. I don't think we could use this as a coloring book. Let's try adding coloring book as the prompt over here. Click on generate and let's see the output that we will be able to get. Now, my prompts are a bit too simple or not really effective a lot of times. So when you're creating your prompt, you could do your own research and look for prompts that are amazing that you think would work very well with your purpose, of course, that you're trying to use Leonardo for. But as you see, we have another generation over here. It's not really the best with the concept of coloring, but let's change this into something else. Let's say Earth, childish drawing. Let's add more information. Childish drawing of Earth and click on generate. And let's see our output for this one. And we will also discuss other business opportunities aside from a coloring book, of course, like a print on demand or creating stickers. You could do this in Leonardo as well. And there we go. We have a decent output as well. And you get the idea that I'm trying to show you or say you should use, or you could use Leonardo to generate you some coloring books that you could compile together into a book that you could actually sell online for, of course, extra income. Now, we can also use Leonardo for print on demand. If you're unaware with print on demand, you could search up Printify and you could see that you are able to sell different types of product in Printify with your own design. And with this, you have a lot of opportunities or a lot of open doors that you could do, because as you can see here in their catalog, let's view their catalogs over here, you will be able to create a lot of different products like t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, long sleeves, tank tops, and all of these different options or different products that you are seeing right now. You could put in your own design and then sell it in the internet. So if you're able to produce an amazing output in Leonardo, let's try, for example, this one over here. Let's try something like this. Let's copy this. And let's check out the generation model that they use. Let's go generate something similar to that. Just like that. Then let's go with our anime style over here. Let's look for it. Go anime pastel dream. And instead of 90s nostalgia cassette, let's go with a 90s nostalgia microphone. There we go. Then simply click on generate and let's see the output that will be generated over here. And if the output is very good or very artistic, you could download the image and upload it in Printify and create your own products with a specific design that you have created in Leonardo, and you will be able to create amazing outputs. Like for example, this one over here, although not similar with the basis that we saw, you could download this, use this design because of course it's still a unique design. People might like this design that you have created, and you can upload it on your t-shirts, stuff like that. You could set up your online store and you could use this for drop shipping or print on demands, which is what is Printify over here. And what's great with Printify is you don't need to handle any inventory or anything like that. You can simply set it up over here, upload your design, and once people start ordering, Printify will deliver or send it to them themselves, so you don't need to handle anything beyond that, which is really great. And there's a lot of opportunities with that. You could use the homepage that I kept mentioning earlier. There's a lot of different popular designs that you could check out in this area that you could use yourself. And for example, this one over here or this one over here, a lot of people will like to use stuff like this in their t-shirt. They would like to have designs like that appearing on their t-shirt, and it would be really great. And let's generate this one and let's see the opportunity or the style that we will be able to get with this prompt over here. And you get my idea. You could download it and upload it in this section. Imagine the output that we will be generating. Let's wait for it to load and imagine it on a t-shirt. Now for me personally, I would like to have like this design over here. I would like to have this design on a t-shirt that I would wear outside. Of course, you could edit it out, edit the different prompts, remove the color, of course. And of course, this is the output that we were trying to create, but this still has potential. And you could put it on like a tough case or a t-shirt. And personally, I would wear something that has a artistic style, especially created by an AI, because that is just very unique. And aside from this, you could also use Leonardo to generate your logos. Like as you can see, when we were exploring earlier in this video, you were able to see a style over here that was specifically designed to be a logo, which is this one over here. You could create or use Leonardo as well for a logo. You could copy the prompt over here. You could do the same style that I have been doing this entire video, wherein you could check out different images, copying it and using it on your own. And you could simply type in the prompt, of course, element of your company that you could or you are using to create your logo on. You could utilize different prompts available in the homepage. And I saw something really great earlier, this one. You could use this as well to create your logo. You could change the information that you are using, as you can see here, and you will be able to use this style also to create stickers, which is really great. So let's try this actually. Let's go and copy this prompt and let's go and click on AI image generation and paste it over here. Now I'm going to change it. Instead of a camera logo, I could say we could have a sports bike logo. There we go. And I can simply click on generate. And you need to scan through the, of course, prompt over here and change here and there the different information. Like we changed the camera into a sports bike because of course we want a sports bike logo. And there we go. We have a sports bike output over here. Really great. And I think it's a good output. And you could also use this output not just for a logo. You could utilize this as well as a sticker. You could download the specific output that you really like. For example, let's scroll through here. Let's say I like this images of a moon, especially this one. I really like this. You could use this image as well for stickers. You could download that, go back to Printify because they also have sticker options in this area over here in this Printify. And you could also start selling stickers that you could sell online and earn money on. Or you could also have it for yourself when you use Canva to print your different stickers. And there's a big opportunity that you could earn with Leonardo. And you, aside from generating personal images or images that you want to produce, I'm explaining that you could also have income using Leonardo AI, especially since it is absolutely for free and you are able to use this daily without any restriction aside from the 150 token restriction. And you can also create like characters, your OG characters or your own characters through Leonardo. For example, I would like to create a character and I'm someone who is trying to create a storybook. So I would like to have a character and I don't have an idea or I'm not really a digital artist, so I won't be able to create my own character. So I could use Leonardo AI to generate myself my own character. So I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm going to use a 3D animation style. And let's say a young boy. And I'm a young boy that has a fishing pole and a dream to be uh, a dream to catch a big shark. And let's see what we will be able to generate with this. Let's generate this. And this will be our OG character or our own character. And then I'm going to show you how you could put this person in different scenarios and have it consistent as possible. So we will be utilizing the image prompt or the image as well. And it will be the same process with what we did earlier, but there we go, as you can see. And let's say we like this output over here, you can download this image and we could go and use our image to image over here again. We're going to upload it over here and now it will use this as a basis. So let's say a young boy on a boat. Click on generate, but unfortunately we are now out of tokens, so let's lessen our output. But actually we were able to generate it. There we go. And now we have our output over here now on a boat. It is using our character over here as a basis, but of course not going to be perfect. I suggest that you crop this, remove the shark for now, focus on the main boy over here. But as you can see, it's generating an output over here. Let's increase our init strike a bit, 42. Generate it again. And you could choose different areas like a boat or maybe a beach. There we go. And we will be able to have like a main character or a consistent character throughout different generations. But as you can see, not always perfect. We would need to recreate it over and over again to be able to get the best output that you would like to have. And now we only have 4 tokens left. Let's try and get the output that we are trying to get with our last token over here. And let's give it some times. And there we go. Now we have our output over here on the beach. It's a bit similar, didn't really change. But let's go and change this to maybe, instead of a beach, we could go with school. There we go. Click on generate. Hopefully it will not generate it too close, or at least generate our main character. But you get the idea. This is a trial and error. You will be able to have a consistent character by using the image to image option over here. But as you can see, there we go. You could set up a scenario. For example, this is for when the boy is going to fishing, and this is the scenario for when the boy is going to school. You will be able to have like a different variation of your main character as well. And that's it, guys. That is how you are able to use Leonardo AI. We are now officially out of tokens. So let's give a quick conclusion or a quick recap of what we were able to do. The different things that we were able to demonstrate in today's video is the basic features, the basic settings, and how you can navigate through Leonardo's interface. We were able to show you how you could create your own images with your own prompts. I was also able to suggest you tips and tricks on how you could generate amazing prompts by utilizing the whole page over here, by using the different images already available for us to use, as you can see here. We also demonstrated to you on how you could use your own images by, of course, using the image to image option over here. You can see here, we will be able to demonstrate how you could use this effectively and how you could play around with it and see how you could do the different generations with it. And we were also able to show you the canvas editor earlier, which is currently in beta right now. So we weren't experiencing the best time with it, but we were able to use it earlier and showed you how to use it. And we were also able to explore the different business opportunities or income opportunities that you can have with Leonardo AI, such as selling coloring book, using it for print on demand, using it for logos and creating stickers. You could use it to create logos for your own company or for your own self, of course. And we were able to also show you how you could create characters and create consistent characters with Leonardo AI. Now, before we end our video, let's check out the plan that is available in Leonardo AI that I was talking earlier, because we weren't really able to use the entire feature or all the features of Leonardo because we aren't really subscribed to any plan. So let's check out the different plans that we could get with Leonardo. We could check it out by simply clicking on upgrade over here. And there we go. This is the different plans. We have the free, which is what we are using right now. We have all of these options over here, all of these features and things that we could do with Leonardo, as you can see, which is 150 generations per day, or whatever our token is, which is 150. There's also the apprentice, artisan, and maestro. For the artisan, which is $10 per month, but this is for yearly. But for the normal monthly one, it will cost you $12 per month, and you will be able to have 8,500 tokens, which would allow you to generate so many more outputs. Earlier, we weren't able to generate as many as we want because we were limited by 150 tokens, and inquiring with apprentice version would allow you to generate 8,500 tokens per month, and you have all of these options over here. You can also create private generations and priority infrastructures as well. And you could see the different plan details as well below here if you would like to subscribe to them. And there's also the artisan version, which is $30 per month. You could have 25,000 tokens per month, which is a lot. And you have the 10 pending jobs, private generations, priority infrastructure, and relaxed generation queue. Now, as you noticed earlier in our video, it took a while, or at least 15 seconds to generate our image, but once you get into a subscription with Leonardo, you will be able to generate your image much faster because you will be prioritized, of course, when generating images. And for the last one, we have the Maestro. You will be able to have 60k tokens per month, and you have all these features that we were seeing over here on the other options as well, of course, much better. And you have up to 20 pending jobs, private generation, and priority infrastructure, and relaxed generation queue. And that's it, guys. Those are the different plans that you can get with Leonardo AI. Now, if you're not really going to be using Leonardo that much, or if it isn't really centered, or you don't have a business that is centered around Leonardo, I don't really suggest you getting a subscription. But of course, it is completely up to you. If you want to generate a lot of images and you don't really want to be limited by just 150 generations per day or 150 tokens, you can simply get one of these plans over here to be able to get a lot more generations per day, or per month actually. And so that's it, guys. Hope you were able to learn a lot in today's video. Consider leaving a like and subscribe, and if you have any other questions, please leave a comment down below and we will try our best to answer your questions. And please keep in mind the different tips and tricks that I was able to mention in today's video. I hope you will be able to utilize them and utilize the knowledge that you have learned in today's video to be able to produce different amazing outputs on your own, and to be able to utilize Leonardo itself and not be confused with the different features, and be able to create amazing outputs. Especially the tip wherein I said you should use the homepage and take advantage of the availability of the prompts that are generated and produced. Like for example, with the different outputs that you are seeing right now, you are able to utilize and see the prompts used by different users. So take good advantage of that when generating your outputs. Use it to your advantage to be able to generate the best of the best output, and hopefully you will be able to create the output that you are trying to create. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. So thanks for watching.